It's time to do the minigame event. Simple enough. Might go and kill every Whopper flower in the game. Maybe. I know Lanyan needs them, so maybe. May as well. Okay. Guess I can just do all of my dailies real quick while I wait for any kind of infiltration. That's what I want to have. We're doing alright here. Come on. Come on. Excuse me. This way. Let's go for a couple of overloads. Cool. One of those should be good enough. Another one. And oh, we got one more. Not good. Okay. Good blast. Thank you. Thanks. And just like this. Cool. One more hit. Right. And this should be more than enough. Score shots. Okay, cool. Still good. And that's the one where do this one via flight. That's not an issue. Just take it down in the meantime and push by the line without any motion. Huh. Well, that's okay. Thank you. Hop off it and transmit. It's pretty much perfect height. Thank you. I think we got all of those. I did not mean to sprint. Come on. Now we just hang on and get the remaining particles. Yeah, but didn't miss any. So, okay. Now it's just a Targa lava. And I do have those. Oh. Reputation quest for the week to do as well. Come on. And just a trio of shots. We'll take it down. Pretty good. Okay. This one is just this whole deal. Okay. Got a pretty ludicrous amount saved up for Mavuika and Satoli at the moment, though of course that can disappear in minutes. Okay. Still got patch after that to worry about too. Okay. Only achievement for not on commission. This one is the photo one left. Okay. Sure. Yada, yada, yada. And it's just gotta remember back horntail. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, right, talk to you. Okay. Back. Tell. Oh, oops. Did that wrong. Oh well. Now that it really makes a difference. Okay. I managed to trim. Got that wrong that time. Okay. I'm exhausted. Okay. Well, it's not like it screwed me out of the rewards at least. Okay. Pick those up for experience. Ley lines and the minigames. Cool, cool, cool. Think I could go and take down every Whopper flower. Not like it would kill me. All the way over here, but of course, that's right. Want to do this seriously, I should switch to the party with them in it. Switch over to Saga Stillness. Okay. Down here should have a couple more seconds of, yep. Genshin is actually being consumed again. Should be alright, we should Fav proc. And that should boost you. Thanks. 1, 2, and oh, the overload stopped. Too many tracks. Fine, and cool. Didn't even use her. Moment of trial. Okay. We're over this way, and I did not mean to do that. Okay. Fly over here. Or do it a bit too early. That would have been okay for Milani, I suppose. Oh well. Thank you. Should also be more than alright. Thanks. Blast. No, it's just only you. Cool. So I got the right number. Shots. Max it all out. Cool. Very, very good. Okay. Can't be Barra in the middle over there. I imagine we'll need to rescue it at some point. There is something glowing over there. Well, another thing for me to do next patch. Oh, that's right. I do want to go for a Withering Purpurblooms, actually. Let's go for the farming route to ensure that I don't miss anything in Ochkanatlan when I do it, or accidentally trigger anything off stream. Okay. It is so funny how you just get infinite flight there. Right. Yeah. Whopper flowers are not interesting enough, and I do need to do that farm route a couple of times for Mavuika before she comes out. Okay. And we're taking damage from the electricity. Come on. Okay. On you. And this should do it. Cool. And there we are. Okay. Look at that funky looking club. Okay. Now, Ghost 1 is where? It is... Okay, over here, there are only 3 bail-in spots in Ochkanatlan. Guess I could take this now. Don't feel like it. This way. Scour is very ethereal. Matches the area. Okay. And, well, I do suppose it's still an open question whether Vivianne will actually be on any banners I roll on. So Mavuika and Satwali. Not sure when they'll come out yet. Some are saying that they'll both be first half of the patch, or maybe even full patch. And that the 4 stars on that banner, though, might change between first and second half of patch. So the question is, of course, which one Lanyan is going to be on. Going to be on Yan. Okay. Yeah, still need more for... Oh. Experience books for Lanyan and Mavuika and Satwali. Also, cave that the Spirit Seeking event was in should be empty now. Should mean whatever's inside should be visible, and I believe it's going to be totally empty, and that the Phosphorus Citfali should be here next patch. Okay. Mentioned a sort of dangerous hermit in here before, and it's interesting because this is actually water. Huh. So is anything of serious note going to be here? Because this wall looks rather conspicuous. And it does not show up in any special way under Elemental Sight. But it does seem as if, because you can see that the mural cuts off right here very clearly. I imagine this will open up, maybe even get another teleport waypoint. Yeah, to wherever the boss is, but that raises the question of, okay, what's the deal with this? Yeah, whatever. Okay, got reputation for the week. For Seep. Just run all of those. You know what? So 580. The other is 580. Get 600 per week. Question is, which one do I want to feed more into? 700. Could actually level both, it just barely. It's interesting to think about. What I notice is, yep, Quineppa berries. That's 3 right now. Okay. Fire Feather Residence, Logic of Flight. Guess I could just feed it all into here. See how much I get. Okay. Oh, we don't even have any. No, we do. Oh, okay, I picked up some more. Just do everything for this. Then that'll be 360 more. Take us to 520. See how that math adds up. Dendro Resicrease, immune to Animo. I could run every single one of these with a Chaska team. Okay. Cool. Logic of Flight. Just get a house from each one. Oh, right, we do have one single standard roll. Cool. Take me to how much? Takes me to 25 on normal. Okay. Come on. Okay, nothing. Fine. Cool. So I'm all right here. Perilous. Right, here we are. And you might be immune. Doesn't really matter. Oh my goodness. So we got all that back. Cool. Thank you. And shoot. Cool. Thanks. Ooh, that was kind of funky. And we'll see how much of this takes you out. There we are. Okay. Small enough to me. And may as well heal up. It's a good team. General use for pretty much everything, and Citfali's gonna make it even better replacing Orone, even if her own damage might not be all that amazing or consistent, for the main reason that Oh, she provides Shred for Pyro and Hydro. And this team, as of right now, has literally no Shred, which makes it surprisingly bad at certain bosses, in particular. Oh, the Wenut. This is 0 Shred. I mean, not Wenut, but Primo Geovishap. Because Primo... Oh, I did not mean to do this. It's totally wrong. For the Wayland instead of the bounty. Stupid. Okay. As I was saying, and oh, that water's purple. Huh. Okay. But as I was saying, for the reason that Primo Geovishap has a bunch of shred at base, and oh, I mean a bunch of reds at base, and this team has no shred, which means that its resistances are always active with no real way around them other than, say, a shield when it uses Primordial Shower to reduce res, which the team has no shield. But of course, Satowi also changes that. Okay, I should have stayed in the Bennett circle. Alright. Another one down. So yeah, after the first week of next patch, I'll get max rep for all. Well, after the second week of patch drops, I'll have enough for max rep with all tribes. It's nice. Treb's currently out, and then just have to wait until Volcano. Yeah. That'll be interesting. And right up here. Thank you. Jump's good. Of course, Satowi is gonna have a better version of it. Cool. And here we are. Here we are. And yes, look at that. Hit and blow you up again. Let's see who we're moving at. Cool. And 2 and oh, someone got big ol' blast, but of course we do not have any shred on this team. Cool. Thanks. And that took you out. Did not use Furina buff. Maybe we should have. Probably should have. Got the Bennett circle and... Alright, because you're immune to a good deal of my damage. That's okay. Come on. Come on. It's not like it won't go. It just takes time. Cool. And... 2 more shots. Try to stay high enough above you that will not hit me. Cool. Thank you, thank you. Well, Bennett did not get something. Okay. Go ahead. That is what good energy recharge looks like. I could afford to just... yeah, go to the statue. Well... it's pretty much everything other than the event, and then I guess Withering Purpurblooms and maybe killing every other Whopper flower if I feel like it. Fair enough. Okay, finally, Adventurous Trials Metamorphosis. In order to comprehensively test the speed, agility, and strength of adventurers, the Adventurers Guild designed a series of fiendishly challenging stages, and it is said none have yet made it through. However, there are no and shall never be barriers that cannot be broken. The fact shall bear out this truth. Alternate traversal methods. Use Kinich's elemental skill to collect and shoot my medic Pectin to break bricks. Go to the other side of the wall to collect adventure coins and score points. During the challenge, all party members will have reduced cooldowns. Maintain a state in which their phlogiston stays full and will not be consumed. 35 times. Guess we can just do things well and hopefully it'll work. Alternate traversal methods. A world-class banger to seal the deal, and of course he does soccer. He's British. I mean football. Use Rethensley's charge attack to knock slimes into Vine goals and score points. Bouncy bouncy forced march. Seems unpleasant. Use Kachina's elemental skill to defeat enemies at set intervals during the challenge. A negative pressure vortex will appear at the location. A randomly selected character from your party will last for a period of time and will follow them, continuously pulling in enemies. Aside from this, all party members will reduce cooldowns and maintain a state in which their focus and stays full and will not be consumed. Okay. Just me. Auto starts. I would not have had enough time to read that all. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So this is... They're flame granites. Okay. So this is literally... Just go on through, get them all. Get through as fast as you can to... Okay. Now I understand. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, well, it's gone. Moving in the other direction, so it's just a matter of break through as quickly as you can and... Okay. Cool. Yeah, alright. Let's try to max out that silly little score. This seemed to be more of a time question, but... okay. Cool. Oh, but pretty much infinite. Okay. Cool. Well, alright. Now it's over this way, and... Is this meant to be Aha? Probably. Okay. Well, we can just run around here. It's fine. And just pull it up. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yep. Just gotta collect them all. Okay. So I suppose if you don't get enough in time, it just... Every score target for the rewards is pretty perfunctory, it seems. Yeah. It seemed to have infinite... Oh, but this is my own Rathesli, is it? No, he's just got... Thank you for the follow, Rose Lopez. I am just doing... soccer with Rathesli. I mean football, because he is British. That's interesting. Okay, could I put his mode in? Will I get any health loss this way? Because that would mean infinite stamina for charge attacks. Oh, but when I hit them, I imagine they're going to get me all of my health back. Yeah, okay. You have to actually deal with stamina management. You can't cheese that. This is sad. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. Anything interesting happened to you lately? Related to the game or not related to the game? Both are fine. Okay. I'm doing good. Still doing well. I'm a little sleepy from my day job, but that's life. You? Okay. Are you excited for next patch? Oh, nice! So, who's on your Linny team? I have been a Linny warrior since he came out. In no small part because he is one of the few characters in the game still, and the only one when he came out who could really use Dia for anything we're talking about. Just because his Pyro Rec was so oppressive and he didn't work all that well Choma. Because some people say, oh yeah, you run Xiangling on the Linny team, you have Xiangling, and then Bennett, and then Linny, and then either Kazu or Zhongli, depending on how you feel. But I've always had Dia in there just because, okay, Xiangling might increase that team's AoE. Oh, interesting. Orone's fun, so we're using it with Cinder City. Because I'm sure you're... Do you have anyone who could work as a third Pyro? Because, of course, Bennett is the absolute ideal character to use here. Okay, and... Oh, this is interesting. It's not any kind of one-hit kill, it's just... That's your damage. But, of course, you can keep smacking and get your crystallized shield. Oh, okay, but... The big thing about Linny is that if you're just doing overworld stuff, it doesn't really matter all that much. But if you're trying to get into Abyss or sort of tough content, you really do want to have a team with 2 other pyro characters besides him to max out his special bonus versus pyro-affected enemies. It's basically like Blizzard Strayer, if you're familiar with Blizzard Strayer's effect, but for pyro instead of cryo. But if you can run him reaction, especially if you have, say, Rosaria in order to, I don't know, make melt more sustainable. But he's actually got pretty fast power application, because when his little Jackbox cat blows off, that's another pyro app too. So it, like I said, generally, if you can run it, the best Linny team is either, well, Linny, then Bennett, because Bennett is just stupidly good, even after this long. Then with Furinadia and... That's interesting. Who's your on-fielder? Do you run Dia with her burst? That is fun. Like I said, I appreciate Dia. One of the reasons I really like playing Kinich and Milani is because both of them can actually make good use of Dia. Kinich mostly for the defense, and Milani because she doesn't need fast pyro app. Oh, okay. Who do you use for boss fights? So those are just teams for fun. Fair. Honestly, if you need any help with bosses, and you're on the English server, well, American, I would be more than happy to help a follower out. Oh, nice. Who do you run with? Yeah, if you want boss fight help, feel free. Things are not busy enough that I need to say no to people. Challenge 1 Ward Breaker, use Katahara Kaza's elemental skill and elemental burst to break enemies' wards and instantly defeat them. During the challenge, all party members will have reduced cooldowns and continuously regenerate HP. Are you rolling for anyone next patch? I'm gunning for both, Sitwali and Mavuika. So a lot of things I do are pre-farming preparation. Wave chasing obstacle course, use Milani's elemental skill to move quickly on the water while dodging giant pinballs. That's fair. Arla's the only character whose SIG I have, and I mainly got it because of its side drip. But she's so strong. Mavuika's gonna power creeper in a few ways, which people don't feel too happy about, but you know, I guess it's especially with Imaginary Theater, meaning that there is serious advantage to having multiple versions of a character, quote unquote. Fair. If you're that new, you don't need to compare yourself to people who've been at the game longer. That will kill your fun. Giant pinballs and collect adventure coins to score points. During the challenge, all party members will maintain a state in which their focus and stays full and will not be consumed. Smash and bash use Navia's normal attacks and elemental skill to smash explosive rocks and score points. During the challenge, all party members will have reduced cooldowns additionally for 4 seconds. After a character uses their elemental skill, that character's ability to smash explosive rocks will be enhanced. I'm pretty sure I started 2021 too. I started right before the first Golden Apple. The tail end of the patch where Eula came out. Yeah, I was saving up for Raiden, actually. But it took me a long time to actually build her, because it took me a long time to actually beat the world quest on Seirai that unlocks her boss. So, I had a Raiden who was just sitting around doing nothing for a while. And then I used her a lot because Raiden National's so good. And now she kind of isn't meta anymore, to the extent that that matters. But you know how it is. Okay. And we will evade there. Of course, the water does that. Screw all of you. Oh, interesting. Fire will do that. Come on. But like I said, if you have any interests, I am always happy to help out followers, provided they're on a server I can help them out on, and there is a fan Discord with a link below. If you have any interest in checking schedules for anything in the future, and just, I don't know, chatting, asking for game advice, I don't know. On Saturday, I'll be doing Lego Fortnite with the option for followers to play as well, so if that interests you at all, avail yourself. Okay. Dodge the giant pinballs, and we got Permaflogiston. Love these jumps. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had a lot of new characters to put in my parties for doing commissions. But when I've got space, it really is just Scar and Zhongli most of the time. Just because of how good it is to be able to fly. It is interesting how Chaska does not entirely power creep him as you would expect new characters to have better movement abilities. Because if he can swirl Hydro and gets from some water or something, he does actually have more flight time. She has more flight time without water, but he has more if you can get water, and I find that very interesting. Oh, well. This is a tragedy. This is sad. It will be interesting to see when our next movement-oriented anime character comes out, I suppose. Oh my goodness. As in story writing? That is certainly something. I guess it could work with Hyperbloom, honestly. It's not like she resists Dendro damage. I am long past the time where I had to fight any Raiden for anything. Because the way I handle things is just, I calculate to see, how many mats from each character I would need to literally get every single character who uses a weekly boss's material to 10-10-10, even though I'll never actually do that. Because, frankly, one of the reasons I fight bosses is just for billets and gems. And it's sort of a matter of, okay, how many times can I fight this boss before the materials become redundant? Before I get too many of Child's, I don't know, potions and horns and whatever. Well, of course, it's been a while since I fought Tartaglia, but you know what I mean. Just trying to maximize efficiency. So I fought every single boss except for the Whale and Arlecchino enough times that if I had the crowns and mats to do it, as in the crowns and other mats to do it. Oh, so you're Navia's strongest warrior. It's been a while since I was, using Navia for much. But I've used her in a number of theater rotations. She's real good in there. For the Legatus Golem, she is probably my best character to use. She does have very fun gameplay. I really do like how well the shotgun can tear shields and just do damage. She requires very specific teams, that's the thing. She's not a character who's splashable in the way that a number of others are. But she is one of the few cases where Chiori is not just a universal upgrade to Albedo, and is someone with both, who likes having reasons to use both. I appreciate that. Okay. Come on. Yeah, But like I said, the big thing is really just the team comps you run her with. Because she wants a lot of crystallized shards, which really means someone like Albedo or Chiori. Oh, yep. I actually kind of forgot. I've tried running Navia, Shilin, and Bennett Fischl teams, which I believe are her best. Well, Furina's good too. Yeah, it'd actually probably be Bennett Furina instead of Bennett Fischl, given that Shilinen's healing can make Furina work better with Navia than she does otherwise. I have trouble, not really in a gameplay sense, but in a sort of mental block sense, using Furina with just Bennett instead of a team-wide healer. I've been using Furina, Oron, Bennett, Chaska a lot lately. In part because whenever a character's out, I like using them just because it keeps the game fresh. A lot of the people I know, I got into this game because of friends. They've all left. And one of the reasons is that they went hard into vertical investment, whereas I was always horizontal, just trying to get every character instead of building up one I liked. And it's kept the game very fresh, because I really like the exploration, and new areas are always based around new characters' exploration tools. Also just, I can play the game differently instead of just sending, I don't know, C6, R5, Hu Tao, and everything. Fair. I like Furina a lot. It's just, oh, voice crack. It feels kind of wrong for me to use her on a team with a character who doesn't have team-wide healing. Because I used to run Furina, Nuviat, Baizhu, Kaza a lot. And as of late, run that team a few times and swapped out Baizhu for Shinobu because it does have a higher damage cap. But it feels wrong to have Fiorina drain the whole team and not have someone who can just easily heal the whole team, you know? Pouncing sampling methodology of Shionen's elemental skill to move quickly across the stone pillars and collect adventure coins to score points, while in the blade roller mode, press the jump button to leap and smash collector orbs, causing more adventure coins to appear on the field and increasing that character's adventure coin pickup range for a period of time. During the challenge, all party members will maintain a state in which their focus stays full and will not be consumed. A real dodgeball uses Wanderer's elemental skill to soar through the air and collect adventure coins to score points. It's our boy. Yeah, this may not surprise you, but he was kind of a design inspo for me. Attacking and destroying fluffy launchers will cause more adventure coins to appear on the field. During the challenge, all party members will not consume Kugo Ryoku while in the wind-favored state. It's basically sky moving points, sky moving power. It is interesting how they've... There's a lot more sort of non-translation of the Japanese terms. It is a weeb game, but still. Close home run. They've done this event 3 times, and Beido's has been in all 3. It's just that good. It's Beido's elemental skill to bat and score points. During the challenge, all party members will have reduced cooldowns. Okay. Let's make this happen. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to try running a Beido Chaska team when I do this current Abyss next patch. I'm waiting for her next patch to drop to do quote-unquote important things. Yeah, New Year's is when... Oh... Mavuika drops. That's going to be interesting. But it's right at the end of the day, though, so... Got that day off work. Like I said, it's going to be at the end of the day, so I wouldn't really be able to do a great stream, fortunately. Yeah, because if it were earlier, I could just game from noon on and get some nice long streaming in. Yeah, as someone who likes both characters, but in particular likes Arla, it does not make me... Oh, okay. That happens. Alright. I don't really like how Mavuika, in terms of DPS, is just better Arlecchino. That said, given that I don't think I'm going for Mavuika's weapon, just because I really never go for weapons, and Arla was a narrow exception just because it actually changed... Not her animations, but she had her sort of special Fortnite pickaxe, so to speak. It's not something I do normally, at least not until I manage to get every character I don't have yet. So I still need... I need Kui, Ayaka, Ayato, Ito, Kokami, and Yilu. Those are the only 6 characters I don't have yet. But I'm not gonna go for weapons, barring special exceptions, until I've got them. So it... Oh! There's another layer up top. I did not even see that. I feel like a clown. Well, you know, I beat it anyway. Well, I kind of feel like doing that one again, just to see the top layer. I don't know what you did to deserve that. I'm so sorry. Though I imagine that once we beat, quote-unquote, beat Celestia, there's gonna be a flashback arc with the sibling you did not choose. It's just too easy. It makes too much sense. You know what I mean? So we've got the character already. There's an established... They have an established presence 500 years ago. A lot of things happened 500 or so years ago. Lots of named characters, lots of designed characters who aren't playable because they're deceased or various reasons, and... Yeah, like I said, I think they'll give us a flashback arc with a playable Senora. 500 years ago, plays a traveler sibling you didn't pick. Sort of a interesting pattern here. Huh. It's just too obvious. They did something similar in Honkai 3rd, so it... And goodness knows that everything they do is connected. Okay. Still pick these up, but radius is really good. But of course we need to go up a level. They've gotten a lot better at making these minigames. Not that they were ever bad, it's just their craft has become a lot more sophisticated. Okay. Okay, getting the big ones is going to be more than enough. And I imagine by then, by the time they do a flashback arc, they'll have double element characters or whatever, so they can give us Pyro, Cryo, Sonora, who can set up her own melts or whatever. That would be interesting for a sort of uncap or 7th passive. That, right before Not One came out, there was a lot of hemming and hawing about the idea of... Oh, these come a lot faster. Interesting. The idea of the level cap going up to 100. And the big reason a lot of people, myself, were excited for something that did not end up happening was that if patterns hold, it would imply having a 3rd Ascension passive, which would be an opportunity to make a lot of bad characters good. It's actually increased a bit, but only if you do Imaginarium Theater and Abyss. Generally, the main thing is that Abyss is only half as often as it used to be. But if you do Abyss and Imaginarium Theater, you get a few more Primogems than you would, say, if you had done Abyss twice, quote-unquote, when, as in back when Abyss was available twice as often as it is now. And I do honestly like that. Instead of doing 2 Abysses per month that are more or less identical, you do Abyss once per month, Imaginarium Theater once a month, and it is more generous, on the whole. Only slightly, but it is more generous as a result. But of course, that only matters if you engage with the challenge modes, which of course not everyone does. Excuse me. So it's got its upsides and downsides, I imagine. Okay, you know what? I'm doing this Shinobu one again, just so I can see what's at the top level. Because I didn't even notice it. That's how conked I am right now. Fair. The way I have always handled exploration is do the Archon quest first, then do story quests, then world quests, and then once that's all done, you do stuff in world, because very, very often role quests will change things about the world, meaning that you'd want to go back and check to see what's changed, because oftentimes quests will appear. The biggest one to me, as someone who really loves local legends, as someone who has pretty strong teams and therefore appreciates all the challenge content, is after you beat, and it's pretty crazy actually, there is the Fontaine Research Institute questline, which is totally disconnected from the prison questline, from the Onapausis questline, and the Elenos questline, Tower questline. Showing it underwater might be a spoiler. But it leads on to a questline in a short follow-up where you chase a guy into an underwater laboratory around here. And after you do that quest, if you come back afterwards, there's a local legend there. But you'd only see it if you double-checked. If you have Gene, the capybara is comically easy, because you can actually pick it up and throw it up in the air for fall damage. Because the thing about fall damage is that it's percentile. It's a percentage of HP. Okay, well, there are other characters you can sometimes use, like Kaza. It is a shame that all of the Night Soul Totems are single-player only, frankly, because of that. But as I was saying, if you have some way to move it upwards, crowd control it, toss it up in the air, fall damage can make it an utter joke. Because fall damage is, of course, a percentage of HP, meaning that enemies with big HP pools take pretty ludicrous amounts of fall damage. But, of course, you need a way to manage, which is oftentimes easier said than done. And that was... should have checked that wall. But we saw what was up top, and that is fine. Yeah, okay. Just gonna go back and do the fourth one now. Yeah, I don't need to do this one again. I really don't. Was it fun? Yeah. Do I need to do it again? No. Okay. Cool. In the stage prematurely and exit yes. I will say, you might be able to, well, overload might kind of work. The main thing is, you said you have Navia. One really silly way to deal with the capybara is, this is something you'd only find by going on the wiki, but blunt attacks, as in attacks that can break rocks, have a bonus multiplier when knocking the capybara out of its charging state. And then, of course, the capybara deals... it takes some percentile damage when you get out of the state. Did you get all 3 achievements? Did you get the totem lit up all the way? Because if you haven't, then... could give you some tips. If desirable. The big thing is that... if you save up Navia's cannon shots and just blast... well, shotgun shots and just blast it twice and then do a single normal combo, that knocks it out of its charging stance really, really quickly. And that deals a bit of bonus damage. So regardless of how well or not your Navi is built, you just focus on dodging and staying out of the way of it, and whenever it stays still to charge, you knock it out of its state, and that's just free damage. Most of the Night Soul challenges, well, except for the Dendra Wyab, which is, frankly, the worst of them by a long shot, have some way to deal percentile damage or damage that does not rely on your character's level of being built. For example, oh, there's one of them where you break rocks with plunging attacks, and that does completely set damage. And of course you can just shoot him normally, or hit him normally, but you can also just run away from him and just plunging attack the rocks he spawns to deal percentile damage and not have to chance getting hit at all, which is important because his 3rd level achievement is don't get hit. Okay, Foothold Hunt. Use Chody as elemental skill to move rapidly while carefully avoiding the cracked tiles. Collect adventure coins to score points. During the challenge, our party members will have reduced cooldowns. Explosive Marksmanship. Use Traverse as elemental skill to target and defeat enemies. Shoot explosive barrels to cause explosions and more effectively defeat enemies. During the challenge, our party members will have reduced cooldowns, increased crit rate. Toss and Cheer. Use Yao's elemental skill to toss Uegui and Divine Reeds and score points. During the challenge, all party members will have reduced cooldowns. Both of these are from previous versions of the event. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, do not fall into the trap of competing with anyone in this single-player player versus environment game. There is a reason I have never, ever done anything on that Akasha website. And oh my goodness, she's got Albedo craftable sword. It's really funny, actually. Okay. Shattered floating tiles. Well, we'll just run and not go back at all. Cool. Thank you. Cool. Over. Glimpse after being stepped on to move rapidly and adjust direction. It's a pretty good one. Come on. Oh, and the Tamoto's down there. That's funny. Collection radius is big enough on that that I don't actually have to go across. Interesting. Just do that nice and quick and glide over. Come on. Okay, please. Oh, that actually... they're about to disappear. I don't like that. Oh, so in that case, if you want to do this quickly, you want to go for the big ones first and foremost. And don't get trapped trying to go for all small ones. It's collect the big ones and go for the small ones if they're on your way. Interesting. Do have a reduced cooldown, interestingly enough. But of course... yeah, we can just use that for faster movement. Okay. That's how fast it replenishes. I was conserving it for literally no reason. Oh, a reason. A reason. It just wasn't a good one. Okay. Thank you, Chiori. It is really, really funny how C1 makes Chiori power creep albedo hard, because the big thing is just her geoconstruct requirement, which goes away at C1. Which is why at C0, albedo is still better for Navia, which is part of the reason I had no interest in C1 and Chiori, because I didn't want to make albedo useless. Opposing waves and escaped opponents. That's fun. Oh, we got it. Pretty much. Oh, of course, but there is the auto-aim. Cool. That's nice. Cannot have any kind of overload or anything. She can't go down there. It would be interesting if they turned off auto-aim somehow. Maybe. So you had to actually go for the shots, and I imagine that we're going to need to use at least one of these barrels to make the shield break. That's okay. So if 10 opponents escape, I imagine that that's a failure state? Maybe. See if we can catch both of them in the blast. Yeah, we can, but it does not one-tap. Interesting. Come on. Wow, that's surprisingly tough. Come on. Thank you. Save that one for the other one. Small enough AoE that we don't have to worry about. And that just did more damage. Interesting. First order of business is, of course, set the shield on fire. Okay, oh, set them all on fire. Okay, cool. Blast you, thanks. This is certainly different. How am I going to manage to actually take them all out? This may be tough. Maybe. Come on. Are there different games you play that you may or may not want to discuss? Because I've been busier as of late and have not been able to play it as much as I would like, but I've been working through the Elden Ring DLC. Really, really fun. But there was a recently announced sort of Monster Hunter-ish co-op bite-sized Elden Ring game spin-off, where you have sort of half-hour sessions of basically being dropped onto a Fortnite Island version of an Elden Ring map and playing with up to 2 other players in a trio and working to take down enemies as quick as you can to get a bunch of loot to fight bosses, and it looks very, very interesting. It's gonna come out sometime next year, and that excites me. It's the kind of thing that would be really fun to do with friends or followers. Oh, PGRI! A follower who has been absent for some time was a PGR player, last I heard, and they really liked a guy named Watanabe, who looked a lot to me like Raiden from Metal Gear. Though, of course, that comparison may, I don't know, say something about me, good or bad. I don't know. Yuegui de Bandaria. Kawakunai. Okay. And, well, those are just disappeared on their own. And that's 1, 2, oh, we got pretty much infinite. Okay, cool. Kawakunai. I didn't even think, but yeah, I may as well just toss him infinitely. Okay. I do not have as much time as I used to, unfortunately. One of these days I'll be unemployed again and be able to play more things. However, today is not that day. I know some people who play Ruwa, and it seems interesting, but I must confess to being more of a sort of cutesy art style person than realistic art style person. But I'm glad that people enjoy it. I might have to pick up HSR a little bit. Just for the Fate collab next year, maybe. I don't know, ask someone who has an account they're willing to let me borrow to play through, maybe. Complete all-round trial 1. Score at least 30 points in alternate traversal methods. Slams at least 5 times in a world-class banger to seal the deal. Opponents with elemental skills at least 5 times in bouncy, bouncy, force march, and every single one of these is barely... If you're beating the objective, you're getting these by far. As in more characters. Trigger sword reactions at least 3 times in Word Breaker. Score at least 30 points in Wave Chasing Obstacle Course. These elemental skills at least 3 times in Smash and Bash. Score at least 30 points in Pouncing Sampling Methodology. So at least 30 points in Aerial Dodgeball. Use elemental skills at least 5 times in a Close Home Run. Score at least 30 points in Foothold Hunt. Use elemental skills at least 5 times in Explosive Marksmanship. Use elemental skills at least 5 times in Toss and Cheer. Okay. Didn't even have to beat them. That is... How many? Bunch of... 75... Napkin math... 293. It's not even counting turning in Star Glitter for... Have a few more by the time they come around. Yeah, even if the worst case scenario were to happen, and I were to go high pity... If I had to go hard pity on... and lose 50-50 on both, I would be in trouble, but that probably won't happen, right? Right? See what happens. Yeah, it would be very easy for next patch to just completely destroy my stocks. See what happens. Mavuika needs the Purpurblooms, actually. She uses these things as her Ascension material, so I'm gonna do the farm route, because I want to make sure I don't run into anything interesting while I'm here, and do the farming route one more time on my own time. Don't want to mess anything up. Oh, we got artifact juices from... They've gotten a lot more generous about giving artifact juices as event rewards, because they've generally been a lot more... insistent about actually building artifacts. And this is something that was not part of the Ochkanatlan quest at all. Funny stuff. Okay. You know, fair enough. I would not say no to that. Just go in and collect them. Yeah, would you like any help with bosses? I would be more than happy to render that assistance. Just... If nothing else, it's a thing to do. Something to... entertain these idle days. I should mention. To mark the recent milestone of 200, there will be a celebratory karaoke on Sunday, if things go according to plan. So, avail yourself of that, possibly. Have to warm myself up. And, of course, figure out a set list. Should I have done that already? Yes. Have I been busier than I'd like to be? Also, yes. Is that a good excuse? Probably not. Will I use it? Still, yes. Okay. Come on. Lanny. It is interesting to me, just... Not in a bad way, just... how Moani's tribe is based on Hawaii. As someone with actually family from and in Hawaii. Though, of course, expensive and all, we don't see them often. But it is fun to see, even if it is basically just a coat of paint. Okay, okay. Of course, the rest is over here. Yeah, the question is, of course, some of the Purpurblooms are, I believe, in here. This cave, which only opens up after you do that quest. Fair enough. We'll go right for it. 29298. And that's... Alright. Cool. Ah, you got some team stuff to check, maybe. Impromptu account review / advice, perhaps. Guess if I'm right here, I can shoot you. Hello there. And of course, Shaska is one of the absolute best characters for taking down the shield. Phoenix is also very strong at this. All those multi-elemental Night Soul hits. Come on. Ooh, I did not want to get hit by that. Oh well. And guess I can heal up and charge that full Gistin up again. Good stuff. Thank you. And we've got a Purpurblum here, even though it's not marked on the map yet. Honestly, wonder what it'd be like if they actually marked every single Purpurblum. Well, every single specialty at the outset when you choose to mark them in World. It might look a bit overwhelming, but as it is, it's really easy to go right past something you don't have marked if you don't have a character tracking ability. Though, to be fair, that might be in part to make sure that the tracking abilities stay useful. But the tracking voice crack. The tracking abilities are still plenty useful just because, even though it shows the general areas, it's not marking the actual exact location unless you've got a character with the marking ability. To the point that, honestly, it just makes the marking abilities even easier to use, because even before you were able to mark the area, if you just had the character... Yeah, there were a lot of them. The big thing about the Rainbow Roses, and Arlecchino uses them too. Put some respect on her name. Though I'm sure no offense was meant, that a lot of them are just over here. No enemies, real easy route. So even if you didn't feel like doing the whole route, which, well, I did. Because when Winnie came out, I wanted to max him as quickly as humanly possible. But it was still easy to get a source without any kind of stress. Hence, least stressful. Okay. Here is... Should be some more down and around here, but I think we'll have to drop. That didn't do any fall damage? It's not a bad thing, but it is a little surprising. This world quest is really, really fun. I will say that if you're trying to get exploration percentage quickly, doing world quests is a really good way to do it. You get a lot of chests, and the big deal is that... Oh, there are... Interesting. That's new. So that's another quest, but again, I'll do that next patch. When I will also have Mavuika and be able to use her exploration abilities for this as well. But there are a lot of teleport waypoints, and teleport waypoints are a hilariously disproportionate amount of exploration percentage. Hilarious amount of... Why does this Ruin Guard have some damage on it? Probably some plot reason. Nightspear body is dissipated? What? But... Teleport waypoints are a comically disproportionate amount of exploration percentage, and a lot of teleport waypoints are gated behind quest completion. So if you're just going for pure exploration percentage, doing quests will take you a long way there just because of the teleport waypoints you'll get to that you would have no other way to unlock otherwise, especially since a lot of them won't even show up on the map until you're doing the quests and going in the direct area. And the only way to know that they're there and that you don't have them all is just checking, whatever teleport waypoint achievement you've got on, because that will always give you the full number, because there's 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that there are 2 more teleport waypoints in the 5.2 not 1 area that I just have no way of seeing where they are right now unless I were to spoil myself and go to the interactive map, because, well, I haven't done a quest that would take me to the area where they actually are. Which, I do like that. When Sumeru came out, one thing I didn't like all that much when they re-added... Though, to be fair, they might... In the end, I had already explored all of Samira's Underground before they added Underground map. But going back, you see all of the segments before, so there's not really any surprise. Maybe they would have done it so that it reveals piece by piece, but I can't know for sure because I unlocked all those areas before they added Underground map. But when you see these areas indicated, the one thing is, of course, they show you how many layers there are, even if you don't see the actual layers themselves, which does kind of spoil how deep the exploration will go. In that case, I have nothing left to teach you. You are clearly a learned student of Genshin Impact exploration already, and I defer to your learned judgment. Yeah, I do not mean this in some sort of grognard way, but something that was really, really crazy was... Yep, this is the inside of that cave. When Inazuma first came out, it was crazy, crazy. Pretty much all of the Inazuma enemies have been significantly nerfed in the meantime. Oh, this is... also Korchula. But oh, there was a way out through here that I just did not take, I guess. Oh, no, this is different. This is the other cave. Okay, right, because when I was chasing the dragon at the end, not to say too much... Okay, so these actually connect. I did not know that. I was too tired and also probably just not paying enough attention. That is what it is. Yep, and this is up top, and right around the cave with... Not the cave, but... the throne that's connected to Capitano. In some way, shape, or form. Do you follow leaks at all? Or would you be remiss if I said something about what may or may not happen next patch? Based on incomplete information we have received. Fair, fair. Basically, there's a big throne up here. Up above me. And next patch, for some reason, it's going to be covered in ice. After some change occurs, probably Archon Quest related, and there are individuals who worry that it might indicate permanent Capitano death. Maybe. This is another quest I don't feel like doing right now. Okay. In a year. Like I said, I roll for everybody, so... Unless the game decides to really screw me over, she'd better be. But in terms of people discussing whether or not Tsaritsa should be a Baranya XP or not, I am firmly on the side of Tsaritsa should be Baranya. We need a Baranya. I really do. Fair. I actually like Pulcinella. I actually want... I hope Pulcinella's playable because he's such a silly little guy. There isn't a lot of variance between them except for Piero and Pulcinella. All the others are, for better or worse, they're pretty boys. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's not like I can really fault them for that myself, but... For people who like, I don't know, maybe a more rugged design, it's just... Hope we get a Capitano with his significantly larger model. But it is just a matter of you like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like. No matter how much I dislike a character, they're going to have some gameplay niche, and as someone who actually enjoys the game's gameplay, it means I don't pass up on anybody if I can help it. But of course, not everyone has that same level of just utter profligacy. Pantalone is fun. It's been a while since it was ever relevant, but I remember there were a lot of people who did a Pantalone Yeon ship. And one of the reasons for that, amusingly enough, is that their Japanese voice actors actually specifically voice Mickey and Minnie Mouse in Japanese. So there were people joking about that. That is in the Winding Ancient Road. I don't know how I'm going to get there. Maybe it's right here? Interesting. Though it might also be a good idea to just do that later. Yeah, well, it's also because they do have a connection in their backstories, and I imagine letting this all up would make that wall turn into a pathway. I also don't particularly feel like getting myself into a long and drawn-out quest at the moment, so if it is an option to, I don't know, steal all your flowers, I may avail myself of that opportunity. But the main reason is, and I can cite my sources. That in her character's story, yeah, Regador, Ninth of the Harbingers, her funny little jacket was a gift for the Tsaritsa from Pantalone, and she stole it. And in exchange, she lost one of her bracelets, because originally the bracelet, which glows when you have her special charge attack charged up, had telepathic abilities with the other bracelet. So now Pantalone has that bracelet, presumably. Don't know what he did with it. Will probably take at least a year for us to find out what he did with it. But they have an established connection. That's also a reason why they did that. See what happens with him. Because a lot of people say, oh, they'll never make him playable because he doesn't have a vision. Well, suffice it to say that we've gotten multiple characters since, well, the start of the game who do not have real visions. And characters who don't even have fake visions. I do not imagine that not having a vision will be an obstacle in no small part because if they're looking for a regional gimmick for Snezhnaya, it seems to me that delusions are sort of the most obvious option. Just a personal hunch. And that it's just, well, okay, give Pantalone a delusion, bam, he's got an element, he's playable. It's that easy. Okay. Yeah, do you have... A no is, of course, always a perfectly acceptable answer. But if you have any interest in letting a friend into your world in order to steal a bunch of flowers from a funny ancient city, I would be more than happy to avail myself of that. But if you're busy or otherwise unavailable, I don't know, go and kill every single whopperfly in the world because Lanya needs nectars. Okay, fair enough. Your favor is, as always, very much appreciated. Oh, and of course we still got a couple more in here. Oh, we got that underneath, and I do not feel like... Well, I can't even read that at the moment. Well, that is awfully interesting. Huh. I will say, you may have seen this already. One of the most amusing things about all this is, if you have both Chaska and Orone, you can literally fly forever. If you're in Natlan. You get infinite horizontal distance by just using their respective Night Soul transmissions, and it is awfully interesting to be able to see Fontaine from southwest like this. That over there, I do believe people believe to be the Mare Javari over there. We still got... I want to see, is there anything new in this big Night Kingdom cave? Is Ochkan still here? Let's see. It is crazy how far down the pit you have to drop down to get in here is. Yeah, you are physically entering the Night Kingdom. And... okay, Ochkan is still here. Okay. And it... oh, that's interesting. Seems that after we beat that, this is permanently sealed off. So now he rests in peace. You know, I like that actually. There's no way to desecrate... no, actually, just have to take that side path. So actually, we could be cruel and desecrate his corpse. Or we can just humbly pay respects. Yeah. So we got this interesting whitish yellow, not really a gold, a whitish yellow energy flowing. Same color as those iridescent inscriptions. Yeah, it's just... there's really nothing to do here after you do the final fight from the questline. It's just... it is more than a little like... oh. The Land of Grounded Dreams from Old Vanarana, which this is still one of the coolest locations. It... some people did wonder, given how heavily corrupted the area was initially, if it was sort of the Abyss, but you don't go as far down, and it also just... well, it turns back into just a normal, very watery underground cave. Watery and plant life having verdurous, vegetative, forested, green, grassy. I need to stop. Okay. Aranyaka is very long, that is true, but I don't hate that. That is right, I can still play the lyre here. Okay, I can do that, and I can play the music. Yeah, this doesn't do anything, but it is cool how there's one song you can just always play, even after you've done everything else in the world that allows you to get a song prompt. That in particular is very, very Zelda. If you ever played some of the old Zelda games before Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which are at least a decade ago at this point, which is crazy to think, just getting a musical instrument that lets you play magic songs is basically the essence of a lot of older Zelda games. Oh, okay, yeah. Uh-oh. I feel like this is like double texting. Okay, there we go. But who are you currently saving up for in ZZZ, maybe? Oh well. I will put in Ororone and Cheska. Yeah, you want help with anything? I would be more than happy to offer. If not, I am going to get a bunch of flowers and content myself with that. Need 57 more. Cannot imagine that... oh, okay. The island is still doing its thing. Suffice it to say. The quest here is real fun. It's a good one. And... okay. Got a little bit more to do here. Just a little. Oh, okay. I see some things that are... okay. Some things to follow up with. So I can... okay, okay. Fair eye. We look and we slightly judge. Yep. It is so funny that until you do pretty much all of Arnyaka, you just have to content yourself with this empty map spot in the middle of everything. Some genuine cruelty to that. And it doesn't even show the Statue of the Seven. It's crazy, crazy. And a Fontaine fan. Understandable. And of course, like everyone does, lots of Mondstadt. Good amount of... ah, Seira and Surami, the painful ones. Kanamiya. Underground Chasm, good. And yep, Fontaine fan. It... oh, yeah, yeah. Because almost all of that is quest gated. Yeah, that gets crazy fast. Yeah. I will say, though, Jet questline is still absolutely fantastic. It's unimpeachable to me. She gets the most screen time of any NPC. And they use it well. Because everything in the desert, well, except for Girdle Sands, which is fun in its own way, is just, it's her story. And they do well for it. Okay. Okay, we had to bring that tracker back on. I don't want to spoil too much, because it genuinely is a kind of crazy moment when it actually happens, but even after you do the full questline, I would be more than happy to help. Just say the word and I will be there. Oh, once I get my flowers. But as I was saying, there are some pretty crazy moments after you beat the two main world quest chains, the one for Desert of Hadramaveth and the one for regular Sumeru Desert with Jen. There are a few follow-up quests that are sort of their own thing. And there are things that happen in them that I did not expect to ever see happen in this game. I'll say that much. Oh, interesting. I wonder if whatever you do here you can do for the quest line. I will not disturb too many things. It's the inside of the cave where, of course... oh, so before you break that open, that guy is here. Interesting. Aw. Maybe he's still there and I just haven't checked. Desert! It's a lot more manageable with the underground map. I actually did it all before the underground map, if you can even believe that. I don't say that to gloat, I say that to mourn. But it's really, really nice, and the degree of interconnectivity reminds me of a lot of the earlier... the first Dark Souls, specifically, and the later ones to a lesser extent. But as you explore more and more of the underground, the underground areas connect to each other more and more, which, even though it doesn't necessarily make much of a difference in terms of actually unlocking content, really, or getting loot and finding more spaces on the map, it gives you a sense of accomplishment, and it's been a while since I ever did it, but it lets you do a little bit of interesting poking around in the areas afterwards just to see how it connects. And of course, one thing I really like about it is that you do end up having to go back. Because it's not long or anything, but after you beat the initial world quest chain in the initial Hypostyle Desert area, well, 3.1 desert with the massive underground. After you do Jet's questline, you go back for a sort of second loop, in arcade game terms. And the main thing is the clearances on the tablet you get shortly after the quest starts. Just getting sort of stronger keys to unlock more things. There's one game series I really, really like. Yeah, Notlan's World Boss difficulty was definitely oriented around the jump in difficulty from World Level 8 to World Level 9, so a lot of them, I would say, they definitely held back a little just to make sure that it wouldn't be crazy for people who were just moving up from 8 to 9, which is understandable. I appreciate it. But as I was saying, the big thing about games like Metroid, or Metroidvanias as they're called, term you may or may not have heard, is you go, you find a door or an obstacle on the map that you cannot really handle with your current gear, equipment, abilities, etc. You mark it, or at least remember where it is. You come back with an ability. Later, once you get a new ability, you realize, hey, this could probably allow me to do something that I couldn't before in an area where there was something that I couldn't do. And you go back, you unlock the obstacle, and you get this sense of accomplishment from remembering, from having a good memory. And of course, it's not a game for everyone, or a style for everyone. I like it, because I enjoy remembering things. And before I got my job, I was very good at remembering things, and now I get less sleep. But as I was saying, with the clearance system on the tablets in the desert, you get to say, oh look, this is something I can handle later. Get your clearance, come back, unlock the door, get some loot. Or sometimes a one-time domain, because they used to do that. And it's something that I really do enjoy. They haven't really done it since Inazuma, unfortunately, but Inazuma had, as I'm sure you know from playing around a little in Inazuma, is puzzles that were actually somewhat difficult to solve. Because let me just check to see if you've done Seirai's questline. Yeah. The puzzle in Seirai's questline where you have to spin the rocks around to get the numbers to match up was something that I actually had to work out on a piece of paper outside of the game, and I genuinely enjoyed that. It was a puzzle that actually took real thought and consideration. Yeah, the thing about it, though, is that if you want to work it out yourself, you work it out yourself. If you don't want to do it, you can look up the situation. That's the thing. I mean, you can look up the solution. And of course, this is me being kind of masochistic and, hey, if it works, it works. Masochistic and liking challenges more than maybe a human healthily should, but it's just a matter of people who would have had to look up the solution were probably going to look up the solutions to most given puzzles anyway. And getting rid of the challenge just means, well, for the people who want to solve things themselves and want to challenge, well, that isn't there anymore. But of course, it's not as if there was an added friction for people who would prefer to look it up if it was a challenge, I suppose. In the end, I need to content myself with the fact that my preferences are not everyone else's preferences, and, you know, if I want a game that appeals to me most of all, I should probably make that game myself. Heck, I might. But as I was saying... Oh, there's only one left. That might not be worth it. But as I was saying... A lot of people did not like it, and as a result, we haven't really had hard puzzles, quote-unquote, since Inazuma. A lot of people didn't like Sumeru Underground Exploration, though to be fair, that was almost certainly in large part because of the lack of an underground map when it came out. But as a result, we haven't really gotten a lot of... Though Natlan did make it better. For better or worse than Natlan, especially given that they've kind of started spreading themselves thin with lots of other games that have different appeals. Before Star Rail came out, this was the only high production value gacha period, really. And then it came out and a lot of people said, oh, you know, I like turn-based gameplay a lot better than real-time gameplay. I'm gonna play a game with turn-based gameplay, or they just like the character designs better, or they played... Wait, he shows up here too. He showed up in that cave, but also showed up here? I guess I need to figure out what's going on with that. But, oh, as I was saying, just... Then ZZZ comes out, and people who are focused on the combat, but not the exploration, might play that instead, or if they like the designs better, you know. Some people with quote-unquote behind-the-scenes knowledge, though, whether that's actually true or not, or if they're just making stuff up for clout, who knows, but have said things along the lines of their strategy has switched from trying to get new players to trying to make people who already play the game happy, which... Honestly, as someone who already plays the game, I'm not necessarily disappointed. And I think the fact that they've made the very difficult local legends with Natlan may be a bit of an indicator of that. It's unabashedly quote-unquote hardcore content. Though, of course, the only ones that are really quote-unquote necessary, I imagine, are going to be the Night Soul Totem ones. Because you go in the Night King, you've got the big tower in the middle, they light up as you get achievements. There's no way that doesn't lead up to something once you get them all lit up at least one level. But either way, even though they have puzzle gimmicks that mean even without characters who are really, really built, you still have ways of taking them down. It is, again, rather unambiguously content for people who wanted a tougher challenge, as were just the local legends with Fontaine in the first place, which to me are still some of the best additions to the game. Every now and then I will log on, not to do anything in particular, but just, hey, I want to fight a local legend. And then I fight the local legend. And I have fun, because they're fun. But as I was saying, and I got enough now. Okay. What world boss you want to beat up? But as I was saying, they were definitely trying to appeal more to people who have already got in. So what team do you want to run? Got Corinne and... Where is he? Oh, you want to fight local legends. Okay. Before you go over there, I have some team ideas. In particular... Baizhu and... guess Shinobu. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, sure. It's tough to mess up. Yeah, you want to fight Vivianne? You can make this happen. But of course, the whole deal is completely unfreezable. So, healing here should help. And, yeah, Baizhu is pretty tough to kill. Yeah, this, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay here. Okay, okay. Oh, we got more than enough energy for all this. Very, very nice. Oh, but the cooldowns don't entirely line up is the thing. That's okay. Come on. And we'll just make some boom cores. More than good enough for me. But it's easy to get boys broken with that. Come on, come on. That's gone. We will make that happen. Now you just go ahead. Got this handled. Okay. Just absolute cockroach Baizhu team will hyper bloom her to death. Come on. Even two. Oh, but of course without Corinne's. Got a few more energy issues on this team. Rest in peace, Corinne. We will miss her. Okay. Come on. Yep. There's no such thing as a bad Hyperbloom team. Especially in a pure single target location. I mean, situation. Okay. And... oh, but his energy is a little tougher. No, but it's just... she can't really kill him. It's just not much of an absolute cockroach. Okay, cool. Go ahead, go ahead. Come on, come on. Come on. I do kind of wish they had the 3 tiers of achievements for the earlier local legends. But at the same time, it is very plain that a lot of the not one local legends had their difficulty calibrated around the whole achievement requirement. And that I cannot imagine there would be a way for them to make achievements for... oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that. This would be good too. You could put in Fiorina. Yeah, that would work pretty well. Because that would mean we get Hydro for Hyperbloom's Shinobu. Baizhu can heal up the team. To just make sure that that damage bonus can work well. I see no problem with that orientation. Yeah, and I get... Navi could work too, yeah. Maybe. Maybe. See what happens. But as I was saying... oh, come on. Fontaine Local Legends are based around... beating them at all being the one achievement criterion. And for it to be... oh, goodness. To have additional objectives would make it crazy, crazy. Okay. Make this happen. Oh my goodness. Well, we should be fine. Okay, come on. Just keep that energy going. Come on. I did not get his... no, I did get that out. Interesting. There we... oh, but I don't have Deepwood on Baizhu. That would be meaningfully boosting my damage here. That's okay. That's okay. We'll still win. Right? Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, we're doing okay for ourselves. It's not a seriously dangerous situation. Come on, come on. Oh, please. And we do not have... oh, enough energy for Shinobu to burst every rotation like this, but it's just... we have so much healing here. So much healing. Okay. Really is just a matter of... wait for everything else to die. Fine by me. Okay. The fastest team for this fight for me is probably my... oh, what? I got a little close. That was not good. Okay. Well, someone was a little overconfident, it seems. That person is me. Yeah, I was not in a position to... Wait, what? Oh, we got lag. That's the problem. Dodging is not as doable as it should be as a result. Okay, well, you know, we take these. It's not like revival food is not much of an issue for me here. Come on. Oh, but he's still got lingering Electro from something. Not good. Oh, and that might be what's happening. You're close enough to the water that you can trigger overloads on the water. I do not imagine that you being over by the water is something I'd like to maintain. Let's get him over this way, if at all possible. Because I think he was triggering overloads on us. And this is fine. Okay. But... oh, goodness. And being right by the trees is less than ideal, I would say. Come on. Oh, but also just the lingering electricity on the ground. Should we dodge? Almost. Or not. This is one heck of a connection. Come on. Come on. Rest in peace, Vivianne. Come on. Oh, oh! Gone. Okay. Well, I think we can handle the rest of this. Come on. We got the situation more than under control. Come on. Thanks. And, ooh, okay. Thank you. Okay, cool. That help you out? Goodbye, Liam. Hey, no problem. All I had to do was quick EQ and left click. Occasionally dodge. Only occasionally. It's the power of... power of Baizhu. Any others you want to get some help with, or... oh, okay, so it was also just your connection to the server. Fair enough. Cannot interact with octopus things in other worlds. Great. Okay. It is interesting how, since her kunai toss is a sword attack, it still works to hit trees. Interesting. Yeah. Any of them in not one you'd like to take on, or... I mean, I'm here. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna call it a night, because I'm a little bit tired and I still have work tomorrow. Unfortunately. But yeah, I'll be doing stuff on Saturday, stuff on Sunday. Hop in if you got the time and feel like it. And like I said, if you scroll down below, there's a link to the... fair enough. Link to the fan Discord. Gives you schedules. Posts in other places too, but that's probably the best one. There are updates there as well, which don't always get posted other places. So if you have any interest in maintaining contact with the larger fan community or keeping track of further developments in this sphere, yeah, feel free, but no pressure. Well, thank you for the flowers, and I was more than happy to be of assistance in notice. Oh, it's this thing. Yeah, well, I'll do that next. No, it's something new. The stream announcement? No, it's Leyline Overflow. Whatever. Okay. So, in that case, thank you for watching. I will be going back to my world and wrapping things up on my end. Good chat as always. Thank you for the follow, and I hope to see you again. Right, that was here last time. Right. Back to not one. Yeah. Okay. Well, I got all the Purpurblooms. So I'll kill a bunch of Whopper flowers on my own time, or maybe next patch. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sayonara Ragan, and thank you! Awesome. This should be great. We are a welcoming bunch, generally. So see you around, Sayonara Ragan, and have a fantastic evening.